When you've been a collector for as long as I have, you start to learn different ways on how to stay on your toes. It's always so interesting as a collector to see what items the collecting community suddenly decides to deem valuable. Plushes are figures that you may have seen every day back in an old school Toys R Us or a Target or something can suddenly become really expensive and highly desired. I remember being a young kid back in like 2006, 2007 and only wanting Resourus Sonic, and those things were expensive back then. But when I would peruse eBay, I would always find an E102 Gamma for like maybe $70 out of box, maybe even in box. I just wasn't looking for that character at the time. Now, you'd be hard pressed to find any Gamma thing on eBay and not drop $300. It was certainly a wild ride, randomly stumbling upon a Soap Shoes Sonic and working out a deal with the seller and getting it for a very good price. That's something I'm still really happy about to this day. But the same summer that I found that plush was the same summer I found another plush that was really worth nothing until only a couple months ago. That plush is, of course, the GE Animation Sonic X plush. Now this plush was also released around 2005 or 2006 or 2007, definitely the early 2000s. It was a common plush that you could find on Amazon back in the day, and find at FYE shops as well. It was a plush that I personally thought was very interesting, but I never went out of my way to grab it, as I always had my eyes set on different products. But in 2019, when I went to the Too Many Games Expo in Philadelphia, I stumbled upon this little plush for nothing more than $7. I figured that was the cheapest I'd probably ever find it, so I grabbed it and was happy to have a new plush in the collection. One that I'd always been meaning to grab, but simply never did. Now don't get me wrong, this is a very unique plush, and was kind of going for a little bit of money a couple years ago, maybe $30, $50 if you really wanted it, but now we have him going for thousands of dollars. And I suppose I'm just a little confused. Holding the plush in my hand, do not get me wrong, it's a fantastic plush. GE is known for great quality when it comes to their Sonic items, and this being one of their first, still is no exception. I love how pointed and exaggerated his spikes look. It reminds me of the little GE Tiny Boy that I reviewed a couple weeks ago. This plush was also made back during the time when GE would pose their plushes, so here Sonic is with his hand on his hip. It's very interesting. And of course you have that early 2000s smirk that almost every Sonic product had at the time. If I had to critique, his muzzle mouth area seems a little too pointed for my personal taste. And perhaps the body's a little too small? But when it comes to stuffing and detailing, this is a fantastic plush. Granted, because I got mine secondhand, there is a little tear in the back of the plush, but that's something that I can sew up no problem. I've just yet to do it. So my question is, why is this suddenly becoming the most sought-after Sonic plush in the collecting community? It's a very nice plush, and if you can get your hands on it, that would be great, but I'm confused why it's asking such a hefty price tag. Could it be because it's GE's first Sonic plush, technically? Is it because of how old it is? Or is it because that it comes from, technically, the Sonic Adventure era, an era that a lot of people look back on fondly? If we're going by that logic, then I've used that very same excuse as to why the Soap Shoes plush is so valuable. Not just because of how great it looks, but because of the memories that people have associated with it. It represents an era. Is that why this GE Sonic plush is worth so much? Well, I'll leave that up to the audience to decide. Tell me in the comments why you think this plush is becoming so highly sought after. As it stands, it's a very nice plush to have in the collection, and I'm happy I grabbed it, but nowadays, I'm less happy and more relieved, knowing that if I ever wanted to buy this again, I'd have to drop a hefty price, when in reality, I paid like $7 or $8 for this, and it was going for like $50 for years and years and years, at most. But I suppose this just goes to show that if there's an item that you really want, and it means something to you, the price doesn't matter. And I find that kind of beautiful in a way. Because then you start to view an item as something less than an object, but something that more kind of represents a certain kind of feeling or happiness. So if you already own this plush, congratulations, and if you're looking to find one, all I want to say is good luck, but don't lose hope either, because if I can get my hands on a Soap Shoes plush for a very good price, if you just hold out a bit, you'll get your hands on a plush that you want as well. I have no doubt in my mind. So, welcome to the Grail side of the collecting community, GE Sonic X Plush. I hope you enjoy your stay, and regardless of price, it is a very nice looking plush and definitely deserves some attention. This has been TheShnizNite, aka the Sega Collector. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.